Welcome back, everybody. I do hope that you, like me, are enjoying some of the slightly warmer temperatures, creating a little more room on the roads without snow edging out and making the lanes narrower than what they normally are. So I give thanks for that. Not as cold. I hope that means spring's around the corner, but I don't want to be premature in my speculation or hope. So I'll leave it be for now. This last weekend was, as many of you know, Transfiguration Sunday. Tomorrow is Ash Wednesday. This Sunday is the first Sunday of Lent, and we'll have communion. So it's a big, full week. And Transfiguration is an important practice in the history of the church. I mentioned on Sunday that it was not an element of my own rearing in the church, in the particular community in which I was raised, but I've come to appreciate it as a marker. However, on Sunday, as you might know if you did listen to the sermon or were present, I took issue with some of the ways in which both the author and our tradition chooses to set apart this figure of Jesus. Now, I'm charitable in the sense that that was how you did it, in the first and second centuries. You need awe-inspiring, miraculous things to help you establish the difference, right? Jesus isn't just some ordinary person. Jesus is this miracle worker, healer, Son of God. So there are these names, these titles that are given to Jesus over a period of time. So I see why both the author and the tradition do what they do. But for us in 2025, and I would say for many people around the world, the God that we need isn't so much set apart, clouds, flowing white robes, but is actually dirty, grimy, in the trenches where we all are forced to be, whether we want to or not. It is where we are called to be. It's where the needs of this world can be met. And so it contrasts so much with the figure of Jesus that's presented throughout much of the gospel writing, the synoptics, as well as the Gospel of John even. You have this figure that moves into situations where many of the religious leaders of his time would say, don't go because they are dirty. They'll contaminate you. And he plunges headfirst into these spaces, into these situations, into these cultural, structural contradictions. So for me, that has always been an inspiring element in the work of Jesus of Nazareth. And that's why I, maybe with a bit more gusto than normal, took issue with this effort by communities of faith, our tradition, and even the gospel writer to an extent, to place Jesus back into this sky, this cloud, this background of divinity separate from the sensual, earthy, material stuff of human life. I said on Sunday, and I will stand by this, that putting God back into the heavens, or putting God back into this uncontaminated space, makes God, whatever that is for you, less relational to me, less connected to me, less able to mean anything in my day-to-day mucking it up, trying to figure out what to do from day to day, fumbling around. So for me, what is most inspiring, compelling about the gospel narrative that we share as a community of faith is the God that's in the ditch, the God that's dirty, the God that's got blood on his hands, the God that's causing trouble, precisely because this figure goes into spaces where religious leaders said you weren't supposed to. And I hope you're able to take from my reflection on Sunday, as well as this brief postscript, not a complete disparagement of the tradition of Transfiguration Sunday, but maybe a revisioning, right? For me, Transfiguration really begins with the incarnation. The idea that what is ultimately real in this world, in this universe, seeks to join us as fleshly beings, wandering this planet, trying to be good stewards, love one another, live in right relation. And that means something. That ultimate reality, capital T, truth, love itself, wants to become embodied. And for me, that is transfiguration enough. And so I hope that you're able to maybe sit with that, chew on that, and appreciate what I was trying to say, and that you're ready. You're preparing yourself right now for this Lenten journey that we are preparing to take as a community of faith and practice. So join us, don't miss out, and I'll see you next week.